It started grey and rainy in Glasgow on Sunday, but turned bright and sunny just in time for the sustainability picnic.
It's just wonderful. Two things. One, that we're all here, and two, that the weather has turned out the way it has.
The event was organized by Jesuit missions with St. Aloysius Parish and attended by about 50 people, including Scottish Parliament member Paul Sweeney.
So we're facing an existential crisis with a climate emergency where the sustainability of our food supplies are under threat, where we're seeing global changes that are massively affecting countries around the world that we rely on for food. We're interdependent in a way in which we've never been before as a society, as a human species. And you see what's happening in Pakistan, for example, where a third of the country is underwater with floods because of the global changes to the Himalayan rainwater patterns and the flood discharges from the glaciers there that's put that country underwater. And it's a country that's not contributed anything really to the global carbon emissions.
Asked about the despair that sometimes young people feel towards politicians, this was the MSP's response.
At the end of the day, politicians and parliaments don't change things, people change things. At the end of the day, politicians have to get elected. So popularity is key to democracy. And we're seeing a young, engaged population, through our education systems, through the teaching that the Jesuit community provides, for example, in bringing that awareness in our communities, building that up in our young people's consciousness.
While the younger are often taking the lead on the climate change fight, there are also those such as Archie, who traveled all the way from Stirling to attend the event. Archie has studied these issues for over 20 years, demonstrating that this is truly an intergenerational issue.
One of the biggest issues for most people is to understand what is happening to the environment, and most people will not necessarily go and study scientific papers from the IPCC or the World Health Organization, or look at reports and what's happening in the Red Cross, the work they're having to do to help people who are being harmed by climatic events. So I think something like this gets people speaking naturally about what they do know and also about what they can do about it.
Lynn McWilliams, Community Engagement Officer at Jesuit Missions, spoke about how climate change affects our partners around the world.
And for our partners in places like Madagascar and India and Africa, those climate events are life-threatening. They're causing droughts, they're causing flooding, they're causing famine, they're altering ways of life. And we have a role, a responsibility, and a huge amount of talent that will allow us to actually bring about change.
With the help of the local community, we were able to host this picnic, which was designed to be as sustainable as possible.
It's been a really lovely project to be part of. We've learned quite a lot about sustainability just in the meetings that we've had here, and it's been great fun, and everybody's collaborated and shared ideas, and we've certainly learned quite a bit about sustainability.
Well, I learned that, and I didn't know this, that these cups are, I was going to say combustible, but they're actually compostable. And I didn't know there was such a thing. I thought it was, because I was rolling my eyes at the plastic cups, but they are compostable, so there we go.
The sustainability picnic took place during Season of Creation, where this year's theme is Listen to the Voice of Creation, and that was exactly what the parish priest, Father Gerard Mitchell, invited us to do.
Simply listen to the noises about us and the noises above us. So let's just be listening for a few moments.
An invitation that must be taken into our daily lives.